Okay, this is Mr. Elmhorst. We're going to take a look at the trapezoid and area of trapezoids and quadrilaterals. The first one, we're going to look at a rectangle. And in order to find the area of a rectangle, we're going to do base times height. Base is going to be the bottom of the shape, and the height is going to be perpendicular straight up and down from that. So we're going to count the bottom. There's 10 centimeters. So the base, and then the height is 5 centimeters. And then you multiply to get the total square units. So for this one, you'd have 50 centimeters squared. Okay, parallelograms, we're actually going to use the same formula, area equals base times height, and that's because any parallelogram, we could cut off the triangular corner, flip it to the other side, and that would give us an equivalent rectangle with the base and the height with the same base and same height. So this would be 10 times 5, and we would end up with the same area of 50 centimeters squared. Okay, new for today for the assignment is finding the area of a trapezoid. So the trapezoid, we can average out if we cut off triangles here, flip it around on both sides. If we cut it down the middle between 7 and 13, if we cut it down the middle here, flip it over, we could actually make a rectangle out of it. So the idea is if you add up the two bases, base 1 plus base 2, and then divide it by 2, that would give us just one singular base, and then we multiply by the height, and we get the area. So 7 plus 13 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So now there's a short base and a long base. The short base is 7, the long base is 13, but between them, the rectangular base of the equal sides would be 10. And now we just multiply 10 times 6, 60 centimeters squared. Okay, trying that out one more time. So the short base is 8, the long base is 12. So if we add these two, that would give us 20 divided by 2. That would give us the middle base or the rectangular base of the same size. So 8 plus 12 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So this is the one base that we need. Now the height is 7. 10 times 7 would give us a total area of 70 inches squared. So third example here, base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So we're going to put the height down here, add these up. 4 plus 20 is 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So once you average out the two bases, the short base and the long base, we end up with 12. 12 times 5, 60 inches squared. Okay, now going back to the easier ones, rectangle is base times height. 8.5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 2 is 34. Bring your decimal over one spot. So we have the base was 8.5 times 4 equals 34 meters squared. 12 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 plus 1 is 72. So the base is 12. The height is 6. The area is 72 feet squared. So 19 times 3. 3 times 9 is 27, carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. 57 centimeters squared. Base is 10. Height is 5.5. Times 10, you just move the decimal over one spot. 55 millimeters squared. Now, for this assignment, it did not print off correctly, so we're going to skip that part. The area of a rectangle, the area is equal to this. So using the formula, base times height equals the area. Now we just fill this in. 260, here's the base. And then the height is unknown. So 20, one of these answers times 20 would equal 260, or you could divide 260 divided by 20. Base times height, because they're perpendicular, we're going to use that. So you have 8 times 3.5 divided by 2. So 8 times 3.5 divided by 2. The easy thing to do is actually divide first. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And you got 3.5 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Count your decimal place value. Count your decimal place value. Area of a trapezoid, we're going to use the trapezoid formula. Area is base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. So let's fill it out. The area is given 475. Here's base 1, here base 2. Divided by 2 times the height. So adding these up, gives us 1646. And then it's 46 divided by 2 times the height equals 475. 475 simplified. 46 divided by 2 is 13. No, 20 is 23. Times the height. So base times height divided by 2. So 26. Actually, let's divide by 2 first to make it easier. 26 divided by 2 is 13. So 17 times 13. And area of the trapezoid, so base 1 plus base 2, 5 plus 10, times the height. So 5 plus 10 would be 15, divided by 2 times 8.5.